about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Hi everybody, welcome. I am so excited for today. I feel like I did when I first started my makeup about 3 years ago. Started making videos for YouTube, and that's all I had to do. I never had my sticker shop, my blog, my main channel. Well, technically this was my main channel. I was doing everything on one channel, which is apparently not what you're supposed to do. So here we are today. I have to go pick up my son in 45 minutes, and then it's all of a whirlwind from there. So my daughter's sleeping. I'll have to wake her up before I leave, pick up my son, go to the store. My husband messages me on his break at the same time. And yeah, so it's just like a whirlwind of activity from that point on. So I need to get my makeup done. And I thought today, not only are we going to use spring colors, I'm using my Colorpop palettes, Aha Honey, and Little Ray of Sunshine. So this is an all matte palette here. I'll show you guys what she looks like. Right there, she's beautiful. I've got my eye on that middle color, but I'm also going to use a new technique that I have not tried yet. So this technique was, I first saw it with Smitha Deepak from India. She's famous in India and all over the world. She has a YouTube channel. I'll link her channel, and you guys can check out her makeup looks. She has gorgeous skin, gorgeous eye makeup. I would love to know how she gets it so sparkly looking. She must have really awesome lighting. But I'm going to try the eyeshadow technique where you layer it, or you pat it on in certain areas. I'm going to show you. I'll try to get up as close as I can, and then you blend it out from there. I've never tried it before, like I said, so I'm going to get started. It's going to be a spring makeup look, and I'm excited because I haven't really done makeup to go out in public, to a store, to my son's school. I used to do my makeup all the time before I would go pick him up, and then I'd have my makeup done and people will comment on it. And now I just do it for date night, which seems so boring. I need to do it more often. I'm going to start with my Milk Makeup Hydrogrip Primer. I love this primer. It's probably the only one I've been using like consistently for the last year, I'd say. Pretty sure I got this, well, not here, because I got this in fall. Now we are almost at springtime. I'm so excited. Today is March 10th. In 3 more days, we have spring ahead, so the time change happens here, and we technically lose an hour of sleep, but we gain an hour of sunlight, so I'm happy with that. The foundation I'm using is my favorite, the first one I've actually hit pan on. Can you see that? Right there. This is the KVD Good Apple Foundation, Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm, the shade Medium 051. And I use a brush, so I'm using my round Kabuki brush by Sigma. This is the F82. And yeah, I really do love this foundation. I will be repurchasing this. It's so beautiful. It is my perfect color. And I'm a little pink right now because I just spent like literally the last hour on the phone with various different people. One of them is the CRA. So I actually had a tax issue that I have to send in some documentation for, which is kind of a pain, but I need to get that done. So I just spent like an hour trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. But I think I know what I need to do, and now I just have to do it. So that looks really good. See how it just like perfects your skin, just makes it look better. All the imperfections are just kind of like vanished, they're gone. So now I'm going to go in with my concealer. I'm using a lighter concealer than I probably should. I'm going to use my Kosas Creamy Revealer Concealer. This is the shade 05, and it's a little bit more of a yellow base. So I'm just going to put this under my eyes on my inner corners. And also on my pigmentation right there, just a little spot you can see. I'm going to take a specific foundation brush. This is the P84 Precision Angled by Sigma, and I'm just going to blend this out. I do bring this up on the lids just to cancel out all of the veins, and I really do like this concealer. It just makes it look like skin, but it's like so creamy, and it doesn't tend to crease really quickly either. And to prevent creasing further, I use a really fine micro powder. This one is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in 01 Fair. I take a smaller brush. This is the F35 tapered highlight brush, but I really like it for under the eye powder. I set to my eyes. Just a little bit of powder under the eyes goes a very far distance. I take a larger brush. This is the F37 Spotlight Duster, and I set the rest of my makeup. So the next step after this is, of course, eyebrows, and I'm going to go ahead and do that off of camera, and we will be right back. Eyebrows are done. They're a little bit darker than I usually go for, but I'm okay with that. So normally, at this time of year, it's springtime, it's not summer yet, but because this is a summery yellow look on my eyes, I want to have a little bit of a bronze skin look. So I'm going to use Physicians Formula, Muru Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade Deep Bronzer, and I'm just going to dust it on the areas where I would normally tan first. I use a large fluffy brush. This is Sigma Large Powder F30. I'm going to just put it right in there and dust the top of my nose, the tops of my cheekbones, and you can use a smaller brush if you want. I tend to go for the larger brushes only because I feel like when it comes to bronzing, like actual bronzing, and I'm not talking about contouring, a lot of makeup artists will always bronze the outside of the face because it brings the front of your features more forward, makes it look like your face is slimming down, but that's really contouring. It's not bronzing. If you're bronzing, it's like you go out into the sun. Where would the sun bronze you? Like, where would you have a tan first? Most people, it's their forehead, it's their nose, the tops of their cheekbones, and that's like where I like to put my bronzing powder. And the other way is sometimes good too. It just depends what you want to look like, right? It's makeup. You can really, I know people say that there aren't rules to makeup, and then other people that say, well, there might not be rules, but there is color theory, and if you want to make it look good, you have to do a certain thing. But I think it depends what look you're going for, right? You can change it depending. You don't have to be the same thing. You don't have to follow rules if you don't want to. And then there are people who might really like that. They like the everyday neutral makeup look with limited blush or limited bronzer. Like, look at editorial makeup. Their makeup is crazy and doesn't follow any rules. It just kind of follows trends. So yeah, that's my take on it. Okay, so next thing I'm going in with is blush. I'm going to use the 03 Berry Amore or Berry Amore by Milani. It's a baked blush. I've had this little guy forever, by the way. I just use a regular blush brush. This is the F10 by Sigma. And this one I'm just going to put on my cheeks. Maybe a bit on my nose just to look like I tanned. And a little bit on my head because why not? And then before I do anything else, I'm going to set my makeup down with not my finishing mist. This is the one I use for finishing at the end. It's my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I'm going to use my Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1. And what this does, kind of like breaks down the makeup a little bit, just to like make it blend seamlessly together. So whether you're wearing bronzer, blush, foundation, just makes it look better. What some people do, and what I would like to do, I just don't want to wake up my darling baby. She's been not sleeping very well lately, so it's nice when she actually does sleep, is take a blow dryer and hold it really far from your face so you don't burn yourself, and blow dry the mist dry, and it makes it even better. I saw that with Jaclyn Hill's channel. She does that sometimes. The other thing I wouldn't mind doing is getting like a hand fan and just like being able to fan my face dry, because right now I just use my hands and it's not as efficient. All right, you guys, so my lips feel dry, so what I want to do is line my lips with a pencil and then fill them in with a sparkly gloss, because I'm all for the sparkle. This is The Gloss by Jeffree Star. This is Beaded Glass. This is when the Orgy palette collection came out. I like to use this color. It's like one of my favorites. I first heard about this on Emily Jean Beauty. She's like the first makeup person I've ever watched on YouTube. I'll link her channel too, just so you guys can check it out. This is the Milani Color Statement Lip Liner True Instant Color in 09 Spice. This is her favorite, and it's become one of my favorites over the years as well. Okay, so next is eyes. We're going to try this. We're going to try this technique. So I've got the two palettes to play with. I figured they would accent each other. I love that yellow sparkle, but I think that might be too dramatic for me. I think I might just use the shimmers. We'll see what it looks like after we blend it out, because I've never tried this technique before. But what you do is you start with the darkest color on the outside, and then you have like the lightest colors with sparkle on the inside. So I think that's what we'll do. This palette, Little Ray of Sunshine, does have names, but it's hard to read because they're in white and it's just hard to see. I don't want to go too red toned. Like this color here is too red toned for me for this look. I think I might start with this one, or maybe I should start with this. I don't know. Let's do one swipe of this color, then maybe this color, then this color, and then I'll do this with like sparkle on top, or maybe we'll switch to the other palette. So it'll be this, this, and then this for right now. So the two brushes I have in front of me, these are like shader brushes. I rarely ever use these. I like using my blending brushes for applying shadow, but this is a different technique, remember, so we're going to do it differently. I've got a wide shader in E59, and then I have an eye shading E55. So the wide shader is a bit fatter, and then the E55 is a bit shorter and a little bit like pinched in. So we're going to start with the big one for the outer side and then work our way in. We'll use a smaller brush. And I am going to tap off the shadow just in case. See what happens here. So I might have to do it like a couple of times. That's pretty dark, because I don't know if that's going to be like dark enough to blend out. I don't want it to fade, because that's usually what happens to me is my makeup fades. This is a little weird. This is a technique that I've seen. So you basically dab the color just like that, okay? I'm gonna have to switch brushes because that color was really dark. Now I'm using, so that color was Sun Giant. I can barely read it. The next color is Vibey, and then the bright color is Sunnies. So we're using Vibey, this one here. I'll just have to switch brushes. Okay, so this goes next to that color. Look at that. Look how weird that looks. So I'm going to switch brushes. Just don't want any fallout here. Okay, so now I'm using a firm shader, E57, for the next color, which is this one. The Sunnies or Sunnies. This color is beautiful. And this will be the last matte color that we'll use before we get into the sparkly color. And who knows, if this works really, really well, maybe I'll use this from now on. Like maybe I'll love it. I'll love this technique. Kind of looks cool already. It's got this like wing going out, so it might be okay. And then we're gonna switch palettes, and I think I'm gonna go pretty light. So either I go into Dandy, which is this gold metallic, or I go into Sunburst, which is this really light gold metallic. We'll try Sunburst. So I'm going to use a short shader, E20, to apply that. It's even smaller. Oh, it's just right there. That's actually really pretty. So now we go about blending it. So I'm going to get a clean blending brush. I'm using an E25. And I don't know, I'm going to have to start on the dark color because I don't want to bring the sparkle out here. Or do I? I don't know. I'm going to start lighter. Blend them together. I think in my case, I might have to do it again. So this dark color kind of stained, it's just kind of sitting there. But I do like the overall thought, like the overall effect of what it's supposed to do. But I'm maybe not sure if those colors were meant to do that. But I can kind of see, where it's lighter and then darker. So I don't want to go back the other way because I don't want this part getting darker. So I'm going to continue doing it this way. So light, the medium just seems to sweep right off. And the dark just kind of sits there. So unfortunately, this technique is not working for me, you guys. But I'm going to go back in. We're going to touch it up and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. I think that's it. I think I've done it. I'm not sure if I'm entirely happy with my left eye here. Yeah, so needless to say, that technique did not work for me. And the other thing, it made me feel like the shadow was very patchy. I didn't like how it went on at all. So yeah, so I'm not impressed with that Colourpop palette, which is surprising because I love all of my Colourpop palettes. So before I forget, I'm going to add some gloss because my lips are super dry. And did I tell you guys that we do not have to wear masks anymore? As of, I think it was 2 days ago. So I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm going to put on some brown liquid liner on the top lash line. This one that I'm using here is also by Colourpop. It's called Colourpop Liquid Liner and the shade is Grande. So I'm going to do that and then pile on some mascara and then I'll see if I need lashes. I don't know if I'll be wearing lashes today just to kind of keep it more of a natural look, but I will be adding highlights, so we will be back for that. All right, y'all, it's time for some highlighter. So I'm just going to leave lashes as they are. I think it looks just a little bit more natural when it comes to this type of look. I'm just going to the grocery store and picking up my son after all. So I'm using my Mary Lou by the Balm, another product that I have, I'm proud of seeing that little spot in the middle there. So I'm going to put a little bit of highlighter underneath my brow. And the most important part, in my opinion, to any look is always highlighting the inner corner. It just brings so much light into the eye area. And that's it. The last thing I'll do though is take this F03, it's a high cheekbone highlighter brush, and just add a little bit of highlight to the cheekbone. I like to stick with the same color as the inner corner highlight because it matches, and this is like a champagne-y color, but it's not too pink for me. If you find that you put on too much highlighter, just take your powder brush and smooth it a little bit. Blend it in. It helps to, mask the blinding highlight a little bit. I always put a little bit on my nose, just for light effect, a little bit between the brows. Cupid's bow, you're supposed to do that before lipstick, by the way. And that's it. Oops, ow. The last step is a little bit of setting spray. I love how this smells. It's so good. And by the way, I will leave everything listed down below. So you guys, if you want to know what product I've used for my brows, down below. Okay, so that's it for my makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Definitely more spring than I have been doing. I did say I was going to do more than one St. Patty's Day look, but I think I'll just stick with the one for now because I can only take so much green. I don't know what it is. Green is definitely not one of my favorite colors to play with, but there's definitely going to be some really nice summery looks coming up. So keep tuned. And in order to do that, click on the little bell button to be notified every time I upload new videos. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you're new here. Give this video a like and share it if you want to. We'll talk to you guys next week on Monday. Bye, friends.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.